After years of cloud empires, chip shortages, and executives promising digital gods before quarterly earnings, from the laboratories reserving cities of computers before the customers have even fucking arrived, comes a new battle for control of humanity's digital brain and its credit card. China did not invade artificial intelligence. It opened an outlet store beneath the palace. A wonderful day for anyone whose boss expects AI to double productivity, but still emails a spreadsheet called Final Version 17. Intelligence is finally getting cheaper, whilst corporate bullshit remains at a premium price. The headlines have dragged the panic machine outside and poured petrol on it. Sensationalist clickbait like, China is taking over AI and Silicon Valley is finished before lunch. The robots have changed allegiance, learned Mandarin, and begun measuring the curtains. Very cinematic. Excellent thumbnail material. Also, slightly premature. The strongest proprietary models still occupy the frontier. Even Moonshot, creator of Kimi K3, admits that much. But China may be attacking something equally important. Not the crown, the admission price. Because the American AI strategy resembles a luxury casino. Enormous buildings, expensive chips, complimentary optimism, and every customer pays by the token. China's open weight strategy storms that casino carrying bolt cutters and a receipt printer. The models can be downloaded, inspected, customized, and deployed elsewhere. Open does not mean free to operate. Electricity remains stubbornly capitalist. But it does mean the intelligence is no longer trapped behind one company's toll booth. And toll booth owners dislike competition, especially downloadable competition. Begin with DeepSeek V4 Flash. It contains 284 billion total parameters. Only 13 billion activate for each token. It supports a 1 million token context window. And its weights are available under an MIT license. That is the technical part. Now comes the financially offensive part. As of August 3rd, DeepSeek charges 14 cents for 1 million uncached input tokens. Output costs 28 cents per million tokens. Not $28, 28 cents. That is not cheap intelligence. That is Silicon Valley's moat being sold as aquarium gravel. That is a vending machine accidentally dispensing MBAs while the business school is still charging tuition. DeepSeek says peak hour pricing will eventually cost more. Naturally, even revolutionary abundance develops surge pricing. Then comes Kimi K3 from Moonshot AI. It has 2.8 trillion total parameters. 104 billion activate during inference. It understands text and images with a 1 million token context window, and the full model weights are published. Moonshot calls its performance frontier level across its evaluation suite. Moonshot also acknowledges it still trails the strongest proprietary systems overall. That caveat matters. Company benchmarks are marketing wearing a laboratory coat. Still, Kimi does not need to defeat every closed model. It needs to become good enough for millions of ordinary jobs. Code reviews, research, documents, agents, the daily corporate cooking pot. The boring work is where the invoices live. Then Alibaba arrives with Qwen 3/8 Max. Alibaba's official documentation lists the model as live across Beijing, Singapore, Tokyo, Frankfurt, and Virginia. And at this point, China is not launching a model family. It is opening an intelligence buffet and throwing the silverware at Silicon Valley. DeepSeek attacks price. Kimi attacks scale. Qwen attacks distribution. And every launch delivers the same uncomfortable message. You may own the smartest model today. You may not own the customer tomorrow. Now, sedate the sensationalists before they swallow a microphone and declare Beijing the new owner of mathematics. China has not already taken over AI. OpenRouter studied more than 100 trillion tokens on its platform. Across its November 2024 to November 2025 window, Chinese open models averaged 13% of weekly token volume. In some weeks, they approached 30%. That is significant. It is not 60% of every American company. The robots have not occupied accounting. Not yet. OpenRouter also says leading open models have maintained roughly a 3 to 6 month gap behind frontier laboratories for more than 18 months. That gap is not victory. It is uncomfortable proximity. Imagine spending fortunes building the world's finest restaurant, while a competitor follows 3 months behind publishing the recipes. Your food may remain better, but your margins begin seeing a therapist and hiding the sharp objects. This is where the luxury AI casino discovers the plumbing is a financial shit show. And Dario Amodei, Anthropic's co-founder and CEO, supplied the warning label. AI companies must reserve or build data centers 1 or 2 years before demand arrives. That means buying tomorrow's kitchen before knowing how many customers will eat. Amodei described the nightmare clearly. Suppose a laboratory buys compute expecting $1 trillion of annual revenue. If a revenue reaches only $800 billion, he said no hedge on earth could prevent bankruptcy. Miss the timing by 1 year. Bankruptcy. Grow 5 times instead of 10. Bankruptcy. Artificial superintelligence may be uncertain, but the invoice remains terrifyingly confident. And now Chinese open models introduce another variable. What if the capability arrives on schedule, but the price collapses faster than the revenue grows? That is the real threat. Not a red flag planted on Silicon Valley headquarters, a price tag being fed through a wood chipper. Closed American labs still possess major advantages. They lead at the frontier, operate polished products, and serve customers demanding reliability. Open models carry their own costs. Hosting a giant model requires hardware, engineering, security, and adult supervision. The download button is free. The data center remains expensive, power-hungry, and emotionally unavailable. So this will not become one winner controlling everything. The more likely future is a crowded intelligence market. Premium closed models handle the hardest, highest value work. Open models absorb the broad middle, where customization and price matter more than trophies. Companies mix several models and route each job accordingly. Very efficient. Also terrible for anyone planning a monopoly. That is China's real open weight strategy. Do not merely build the best brain. Distribute enough capable brains that nobody controls the entire market. The West is financing scarcity. China is manufacturing abundance. One strategy seeks the crown. The other drives a bulldozer through the gift shop carrying replicas, and replicas become dangerous when customers cannot see the difference. So watch 3 things. First, whether DeepSeek's pricing forces broader API cuts. Second, whether Kimi and Qwen gain sustained production usage beyond launch week excitement. Third, whether closed labs can grow revenue faster than their infrastructure commitments. That scoreboard will reveal more than any dramatic headline. China has not won AI, but it may be making the old victory conditions obsolete. And somewhere inside a magnificent American data center, a premium invoice has just heard footsteps and is now hiding under the data center, scared shitless of a 14-cent API. Like this video before the button becomes like Pro and costs $20 a month. Comment which model you would trust with your business and which one would turn the office kettle into a venture-backed data center. Subscribe for more financial absurdity, technological drama, and billion-dollar visionaries discovering the ancient horror of competition. And do it now, before China open sources Uncle Moneybagz. And Silicon Valley launches Mustache Pro for $20 a month.